All right, guys. Jet Jaguar 73, absolutely cracked this season. Busted. If you're not running him, you might as well not even be playing this game. Busted. Jet Jaguar. Notification gang rolling in. What is going on? Madara Uchiha, Raiju, Kaiju, May Kaiju, Spencer, Coconut, High Flyers Tag Team returns to the chat. Rookie Coconut, Dylan, Grizilla, Zip Zap, Gerardo, Mason. The usual suspects. All pulling up. Nick, welcome. Is it too early for the lights? No. What is going on, Notification Gang? We are back with another late live stream because I forgot to get around to it earlier in the season. How's it going? How's it going? MG Fan 21. I'll have to remember that. I'll have to remember that. Sometimes when Discord users have different screen names, like on YouTube, I don't make the connection because it's hard to tell. But I'll remember that you're MG21. A little Coca-Cola over here. You know, we got that from that Make Cafe. Let me polish that off. Got that ASMR. When's the next season, High Flyers Tag Team? In 2 days, we are getting a new season. Actually, it's a pretty good segue. Here, hold on. I do want to hit this live while I have you guys here, in case no one watched my video from earlier today. How am I? I'm doing pretty good. I'm just pretty excited for the next season, in all honesty. Let me just pull this up, and we can just look at it together one more time before we get into the live stream. All right. So these were the patch notes that came in today, and I just wanted to take a look at them live with everyone here in case people didn't see this earlier. I am going to be streaming for the next season. If there's a unit, if it's Mecha King Ghidorah, we're going to try to pull him. I'm not really spending any money, like actual money on Mecha King Ghidorah. If we pull him, we pull him. If we don't, we don't. So I want to go through all this first. I'm going to hit the Rodan stuff because they gave him his own little thing. So to clear up any confusion on the patch notes, Fire Rodan is going to evolve now when he dies. Alright, so that's going to be very big, and that's going to be... It's going to make Fire Rodan see a lot more play, right? One of the best healers in the game, obviously, and really difficult to evolve right now. So next season, I think he's going to be higher up on the tier list, an easy A. This is an amazing buff. This was well needed. This whole blog post, and you know what? Not a lot may change, right? Not a lot may change next season. But we give Toho a lot of shit. We give Toho a lot of shit for not listening to the community, and most of these changes come from the community. Like Fire Rodan, dying evolution, not a direct community suggestion. However, people have been begging for Fire Rodan to be usable. This is going to make him beyond usable, right? This is perfect. This is perfect. This is gonna make him very good. Plus, he got, some buffs in an earlier season, so that combined with this, amazing. Love it. Right? Psychic Chorus. Nerf Psychic Chorus. 100% was a community suggestion as well. It's been way too powerful ever since they buffed it, and now it is going to be brought in line with the growth rates of other units. A lot of people... I'm getting distracted by the chat. Hold on. I'm just going to say something before you start real quick. My Desgardor is level 9 and dominates in ranked. Almost beat Bowers and have beat many high-ranked players. If he's at least not A, I'll be disappointed. No. Desgardor, I think, was A last season, too. I think we put Desgardor in A. Yeah, we did. We put him near the bottom A. But, Psychic Chorus, instead of... It has its own, scaling for level up. It's very bizarre. This is going to make it in line with everything else. It's going to lower how much it heals, which is going to... Either this gets pushed out or this is just usable earlier. Biolante lowered the attack. I think it's too early to tell what exactly this is going to have an effect on Biolante. In my opinion, if they don't gut her attack here, then she's still going to be usable. And the 80% damage boost in the water is fantastic. So she's still going to be very usable unless it's absolutely guts her attack. Manila decreased HP is not that big of a deal. He dies in 1 or 2 hits anyway. So if he goes down in 1 hit, he's 2 cost. It's not really a big... This is not a negative. It is negative, but it's not a big... It's like not a net negative in my mind. It's just like he already goes down in like instantly. So it's whatever. Godzilla Earth, increased attack speed. Amazing. This is a community suggestion as well. The 5 seconds, I get it. He's huge. He's slow. He needs to be like have a long attack like in the show. But because his attack was so long, his targeting was off and he was missing shots. I hope that this is a lowering by 0.5 or more, because if this is a 0.5 lowering, if his attack becomes 4.5 or lower, him and Fyrodan is going to be a nasty duo. A nasty duo. The Swarms gaining HP, these two I don't really care about. I'm happy the Destroya Larva are gaining HP because I want to use them in a Destroya deck, inevitably when Destroya comes to the game this summer. And then the regular Kamacuras, they didn't really need a change. I'm happy they got one. I use them in my deck, and a lot of other people do as well. So this is just a good all-around change. It's probably one of the best ones in here, in my opinion, is the Kamacuras ones. And then Godzilla 9054 is brought to 6 cost. Very good. Honestly, just... decreasing the amount of energy it takes to place a unit, very good. We saw it with King Ghidorah. When he was brought from 8 to 6 energy, he was all over the place. So, I'm not saying that Godzilla 9054 is going to be all over the place, but it's going to make him definitely easier to use, so do with that information what you will. I just wanted to go over all that. And I missed a lot of the chat as well, but let me go through it. You think this is a good change because... Is because Rodan died Godzilla. You think it's a good change in the movie? You will still use cores to keep Burning alive. You're surprised Burning didn't get upgraded again. Why were you surprised? Who do you think was the last new leader going to be? I think if it's not King Ghidorah, it's going to be a brand new character. Or Anguirus. Super X is not getting nerfed, Coconut. You're late, Yeetus. Don't even worry about it. Everyone's wanting Burning to be updated, and yet here we are again. Timer's still the same. Yeah, everyone... wants Burning's timer to go down, but he's definitely better. Oh, Christmas music. I gotta change it. Sleigh bells. No. Christmas music is like the enemy of this stream. You know, one, it's not Christmas time, so we don't need to be listening to Christmas music. But I sold Christmas trees for like 7 years, right? From like middle school, high school, then into college when I was home. I would sell Christmas trees, and all the Christmas music is permanently ingrained in my head. I do not want to listen to it. I cannot stand it. But Godzilla 954 was already pretty decent unit on his own. He just relies a bit on the other Godzillas. Yeah. We started the stream off with the cow song, but I'll do it when we start this tier list again. I totally just lost my train of thought. Godzilla 954, very good unit. Relies too heavily on your other Godzillas being leveled up, so that's unfortunate, but he is very good. So that being said, let's get into the tier list. And it's a 9 minutes or 10 minutes into the stream about. So that's a good amount of time for me to collect some of your AdSense, right? We can start from the bottom of the list first if you want. We usually start at the top and get to the most recent characters at the end. If you want to start at the most recent characters now, we can go work our way that way if you want. Or we can start at the top like we normally do and work our way down. Because there are some changes this season. There are some changes this season in the placement of things. Hedorah always A tier. Always A tier. Not even a question. So, no word on how we're doing this. I will start from the top. You guys want to talk about Hedorah first? We'll start from the top. Hedorah, A tier. Simply A tier. Hedorah is a very good unit. Not seeing a lot of play. I've been using Hedorah. I've been using Hedorah a lot in my Space Godzilla deck. Hedorah is very good. However, Hedorah is not placing as high as she normally does. Because, I mean, obviously, there's better AoE, right? You can use Desghidorah now. If you've been upgrading Desghidorah since he's come out, yours is probably at a high level. Mine is level 7. So mine's pretty powerful. I gotta start using him. I know there's more powerful ones. Spence in the chat mentioned I think his was like level 9 or something like that. Had her at A, but she's gonna get lower and lower on A as time goes. She's good. She's the best non 4-star AoE, pretty much because she is the only non 4-star AoE. I'm not counting the Sunday, so that's that, right? Okay, Godzilla Terrestris. Godzilla Terrestris, still in the same spot, hasn't received any changes. It's going to be C-tier unit. Very good unit. Very easily killed. Very easily killed. I do not think Terrestris is a B. Terrestris is... listen, I use Ultima in every one of my decks right? I'm a very big fan of Ultima and Terrestris. I don't think Terrestris is B just because of how easily he can get killed. Very good unit, very strong unit, has a good range. Top of C for sure. I just don't think he's making it into B. Burning Godzilla. Burning Godzilla was last season, I believe, at the bottom of B, if I remember correctly. Burning Godzilla was at the bottom of B. Burning Godzilla, I think, is at the top of B this season. After his after the small buffs he got, he's been performing a lot better. His explosion still takes a while, but if you have him at a high level, he's really good. Burning Godzilla is... I don't think he's A. I mean, I don't think he's A yet. I personally think he's a B unit. If Ultima becomes a leader, then what would be the best unit as his replacement? Well, you would need a high DPS or a high damage character. I don't think in the game at the moment there's any really good replacement for Ultima other than maybe King Ghidorah. Unless you're buffing something with the Batra buff. I mean, G89 will do a lot of damage, but no one's going to have the same range as Ultima, right? I think if you want to replace Ultima, you use Space Godzilla. Probably is a good substitute. Des Ghidorah actually would probably be good too. Kiryu as well. Kiryu is very good. Listen, when they come out, probably tomorrow or the next day, like the day the season goes live, we're gonna have a lot to cover. Expect the video the day the season drops to be just like massive, because we're gonna have to go over not only a new unit and what they can do, but now 3 new leaders and what they can do, and who knows what other information they drop. So I'm expecting tomorrow's video or the next day to just be like ridiculously long. Yeah, Burning's timer needs to go down, and I think that's what's stopping him from being A. Otherwise, I think he's the top of B right now. Kiryu, A unit. Kiryu's A unit. Gerardo is correct. Psychopath spawn Kiryu on the enemy leader. Walking Kiryu strat is the best. Just drop him on defense and then let him walk to the other side. Kiryu's very good on the field. And I said this last season. I believe last season was the Kiryu Absolute Battle. That last season was probably the best time for, or maybe it was either last season or either March or no, it couldn't be February. February was Geigen's. I don't remember. Whatever Absolute Battle season was Kiryu, that was probably the best time for new players to join, because you could get 2 Kiryu pieces for very little effort, and then new players would get a free Kiryu anyway from the starter missions. Kiryu, phenomenal unit. A high-level Kiryu really early game is going to absolutely carry you in the ranks, 100%. Best unit by far that new players can pick up is Kiryu, because they're going to get a free one anyway. If they can keep getting Kiryu pieces, it's going to carry them. Last season was Earth. But I'm thinking, I don't remember the Absolute Battle that had Kiryu in it, which season that belonged in. It was Earth season? Okay, excellent. But boy, Melee, how be it? Lanix, we're going through that tier list. You know it. Okay. We gave Kiryu his hype. I gotta hand it to my man Ultima. I don't have to explain it every time we do a tier list, but for the new people here, because our channel, I'll tell you this right now, our channel we gone up like 30 subscribers overnight pretty much with the news that Giant Octopus and Shin and Destroyer were coming to the game, right? So for all you new people who are here, Ultima's a fucking monster, dude. Terrestrius pushover, right? You can knock him down easily. Ultima is a fucking monster. Unbelievably good. They have nerfed this motherfucker twice, and he still is an apex predator in the arena. Absolute top cream of the crop. Ultima. Ultima haters have skill issue, yeah, because Ultima haters are only looking at him based on Terrestrius. Ultima is insane. Ultima is a fucking nightmare to deal with. Mine is 14, absolute nightmare for people to deal with. In the arena, I went on a 40 win streak the other day. Only pretty much Ultima and Batra just would obliterate anything that came near it. Very sick. Why do I think he's not S tier though? Why do I think he's just the top of A? Ultima is not S tier because while he is an absolute machine, you can replace him in your deck as a main damage dealer, right? His purpose is to deal a lot of damage from far range, but not every deck is going to be building around far range. So you could replace him with Space Godzilla or Kiryu. He's a very replaceable unit. In my mind, S tier units are units that are irreplaceable, units that don't have a comparable like replacement. Like I could suggest you put in Kiryu if you don't want to use Ultima, right? But I can't suggest anyone that's going to do what Batra does but better, you know, or at the same level as Batra. I can't suggest anyone that's going to do what Bio does better or Psychic Chorus yet, you know? Giant Octopus is going to get his own tier for sure. But Ultima, amazing. Amazing. My Ultima is 14, my Batra is like 12, and the two of them just melt through units like Swiss cheese, dude. Like a hot knife through butter. It is ridiculous. Alright. The two Rodans. And they're definitely going to be, at least Fire Rodan is going to be A tier next season for sure. But right now, I believe that Fire Rodan is at the bottom of B, because at the time of this video goes live, which is 2 days before the new season with the Rodan changes, right now it's really hard to evolve him, as a lot of you veteran players know, a lot of people who have him know. He is not at the top of his game at the moment. Next season, I see very good things in the future for him next season. And with that being said as well, his pre-evolution, good. Listen, they both give good speed buffs. They both have decent DPS, right? This one dies too quickly. He rushes in too quickly with the speed boost. At the time of this is going to go live. And for anyone that's watching this video in the future, after April 27th or 28th or whenever the update goes live, Fire Rodan at this time does not evolve when he dies. He's like a 20-second, like 25-second evolution time, and it just makes him absolutely unplayable. Bad. Not good. Don't use him. C tier. Heard if you can evolve him is very useful to have to die so your leader's health goes way up, otherwise mostly or worse, yeah. Fire Rodan is good. Fire Rodan is good, but the fact that right now we cannot evolve him properly makes him B. Next season, when it's a guaranteed evolution, oh my god, A tier. Are you kidding me? He might even be a high A. Especially if Psychic Chorus gets nerfed. That means Psychic Chorus is getting nerfed again, and the healing is going to be a lot less. Mothra's heal is still not where it used to be either. That means by default, unless they add another healing character, Fire Rodan's going to have the best healing in the game, bar none, right? And he's going to heal every time he dies. He's cheap character to use too. Amazing unit. Alright, Helicopters D. We don't need to explain this. Absolute brain dead, brain rot unit right here. I literally have nothing good to say about the bomber. Or not the bomber, well, I also don't have anything good to say about the bomber, but I'm pretty sure the Helicopters got buffed. And it's still garbage, so not even going to deal with that. Absolute trash. Anguirus. Anguirus is moving up in the world. Anguirus, while not as tanky as he was in Season 1, a high-level Anguirus these days is going to eat up a shit ton. He's low cost, an insane health pool. A high-level Anguirus is going to be tanking an unbelievable amount of damage that you would be shocked to find out. Just he is, for a silver piece, he's outperforming some of the gold pieces, like Mecha Godzilla. So, Anguirus, very good. He was very terrible at one point because of they nerfed him into the ground, but slowly but surely they have brought Anguirus back from the grave. And while he's not at his apex that he used to be, he's very good. Very good character. A tier all the way. A tier all the way. Anguirus is a very good addition to any team, and he's especially good at protecting the pre-evolutions, especially late in the game when there's a lot going on, there's a lot of powerful units on the field. You can throw him in front of a Terrestrius, and your Terrestrius is going to evolve, I promise. Alright, this is no-brainer. Batra is still S tier, post-nerf, Batra still phenomenal. They lowered the Batra buff from, what was it, 50% to 25%, and then they decreased Batra's damage itself. We get the Cow Song again, let's get it. And when Batra comes on, no less. S tier like usual, very good unit. No nerfs coming to the next season, no buffs. Batra's position in the meta is going to remain unchanged. That being said, his Larva also going to be A tier like it was last season. Batra Larva is still going to give you that same buff that Batra Imago does. Batra Larva is going to be a lot slower. It does decent damage if it comes into a fight at all. But it's almost a guaranteed evolution, especially if it's in your opening hand at the beginning of a match. Place this sucker down, and he's just going to evolve. So, A tier, pretty good, and he gives a buff, so he's going to have defense as well. And, you know what? Just like him, Biollante, back-to-back, S tier units. And next season, I'm pretty sure, unless they absolutely gut Biollante, she's going to remain S tier. So, like I said, we don't really need to explain it, but for those of you who knew, I will explain it. Biollante, decent damage, very good cost at 3, full 360 AoE around her. I lost my train of thought. Gets an 80%. I'm going to also need a drink of water. 80% damage boost in water. And a 360 AoE means when she's in water, she has the highest DPS in the game. Extremely valuable piece. Basically irreplaceable. Her pre-evolution, the flower form, that it just is an instant evolution. So obviously S tier. They would have to do a lot of rework to make her anything less than S. Bomber S tier. Like, I mean, we don't got to go into this one at all. The Stealth Bomber, a peak performance unit, an absolutely phenomenal character. This is just a must-have in any deck. All you new players need to be running Stealth Bomber, because April Fools is fucking terrible. Never run this unit. If I see you running this unit, I will personally DM you and ask you to uninstall the game. When your unit can be solo countered by Destroy a Larva, you're doing something wrong. Get this fucking thing out of here. I would just remove it from the game completely if I could. I'll just remove the Stealth Bomber, and I'm going to put in the Zone Fighter Mobile, or whatever the hell it's called, and give it 8 billion attack. Because the fact that we still have Stealth Bomber in such a terrible state that it's in is appalling. And honestly, all the characters in this game that just go straight for the leader and don't do anything else, garbage. Stupid. Brain dead fucking behavior from Guy getting Stealth Bomber. I'm just saying. Psychic Course, S tier. There you go. Psychic Course S tier. Obviously insane healing going on in this game right now. Next season, maybe not as crazy, but also maybe still going to stay S tier. Who knows? We haven't seen the numbers yet. But this season, for sure, insane healing coming out of that. So, there you go. Take that as you will. These top 3 units are pretty much a must-have in any deck at the moment. Alright. I just did a burp. Desghidorah. Desghidorah is moving up this season. We've had a lot more time for Desghidorah to simmer in the community, and they've made it a lot more accessible to get Desghidorah. Not only have they been offering us in the ASBs and some of the events the maps that include the featured leader and Desghidorah, but there have been also some offers as well for gems that you can put in for Desghidorah. So now there's a lot of people who have their Desghidorahs higher than you normally would have it if you were just getting one per ASB. This is because these offers are being given to us because 5 months of Desghidorah has passed. More than 5, like there's more, like 5 months, right? When did we get our first ASB? In August or something? August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So that's a lot. Was he in August? Either way. We've come to a point where people who've been playing ASB for the whole time that ASB has been around are needing multiple pieces to get Desghidorah leveled. What do you do as a company when your character that's extremely limited needs more pieces to be used? You put in more offers and more ways to get that character to incentivize people to spend money. There's a lot of free-to-play ways to also get this character up. So he's amazing. Why does tier list at the end of the season? Makes no sense. It's going to change again in 2 days. It'll make more sense to do it at the beginning of the season. Because I forgot to do it, as I said in the beginning of the stream. 1, I forgot to do it. 2, I don't want to do tier lists at the beginning of the season. Because several times we've had new units come in the middle of the season. Right? We've had, we had the season with Mothra Leo, and then we had Super X and Dorats. We've had units drop on the 15th, like Kong, when Kong season, Jaguar dropped in on the 15th. And same thing, there's another season we had that too. So I don't want to even make a tier list during the first 2 weeks of the month. In my opinion, if I'm going to make a tier list, it's going to be from the 15th of any month to the end of the month. And you know what? Even if there is a tier list at the end of the month like this one, it's still valuable information going to the next season, because not only do we highlight normally what is going to be changed, right? But we also tell you what is good currently. And if something isn't getting changed, it doesn't matter what time of the month this tier list comes out, because 90% of the information in this tier list is going to be viable next season. Only 3 things are getting nerfed: Manila, the Biolantes, and Psychic Course. So you watch this tier list, or you watch any of the videos I post, then you know what's getting nerfed, and then if you come back and you watch this, you can still see what's good. In my opinion, I would like to do the tier lists earlier. However, when we get an ASB and we get a lot of other stuff, my video schedule gets busy trying to cover all of that, and then I have life things. But I would like to actually do these earlier, so you do bring up a good point. But there's a lot of information with the season, so we don't even know what strategies come out and when and how. So, especially if we get a new unit. Next season's tier list, also I think is going to be a while. You should fight Super G Gaming in Battleline. He's really good in the game. I didn't even know Super G Gaming played Battleline. So, if Super G Gaming wants to hit me up, I'll play him. I'm going to whoop him. Take him up and down the street. Make sure to paint the pavement with him. You know what I'm saying? But in any case, we got a tier list to get to. Destroy Larva. Destroy Larva, not very good this season. Next season, they're getting an HP increase. I don't think that that is going to help them too much, but they're okay. I've been using them in some decks, honestly, mostly to clear challenges, but I have honestly been throwing them into my Space Godzilla deck, and people do not expect these guys to pull up, especially, you know, obviously if there's a Biollante on the field, they're going to make short work of these guys, but if there's no Biollante, right, if your opponent just isn't using the Biollante, these Destroy Larvas are going to, they'll clean up. They're actually decent. They're, like, actually not bad at all. Just only because the AoE is so strong. I haven't seen many Ghidorahs this season, right? I'm only seeing really Biollante or Hedera. If your opponent doesn't have any of those 3, the Destroy Larva are going to, like, run through some of their units, especially the single target attackers. But just there's so much AoE going around. Would never happen. Nick, you'll whoop my ass if you win. You make me president of your server. 1, Nick, you can't even play friend matches because every time you do, it, like, lags out, and I will definitely beat you. Maybe the health increase is going to be like the M-Balls, like give them enough HP to at least take a hit. Yeah, I'm hoping if they can take a hit, that'll be fine. I was leveling mine up anyway in preparation for maybe they have some kind of synergy with Destroya, or they get another buff before Destroya perfect form comes to the game. So hopefully that's something that we can work with eventually. Dimension Tide is A, but it's like towards the bottom of A. Dimension Tide, very situational, but it is very good. Good for pulling Super X's out in, you know, closer to your units to attack. Good for pulling units into, I can't remember his name, Ghidorah and Burning Godzilla and anything with an AoE. Very good for that. Very situational, though. I don't think it's top of A. It's 4 cost, pulls things in, does a little bit of damage. Not a lot to this unit. It's just so fucking annoying. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate when people use it against me. I hate it. But a good Psychic Chorus will counter it. So, there you go. Dorats. Dorats are pretty B. Dorats are mid. They're alright. I don't know if they are at the top of B. I think they're kind of like the middle of B. Dorats are just like wine. They're just getting better with age, you know. The more that we put into the Dorats, the more that we've had them. They're alright. They're just the Kamacuras of the sky. They're pretty good, but That's just it. That's how it goes. They're pretty mid. They're like Camel Curse of the Sky. They just can't block any incoming ground units. But lately, that hasn't really been a problem because not a lot of ground units are really being used too much. There's a lot of air meta going on. And if they were on the ground, Bylante would crush them anyway. They're alright. They're not anything to write home about, but they're pretty good. They're coming up just because they have the levels. Droids B tier, underestimated them. Yeah, I think we definitely underestimated the Dorats, but they are one more cost than the Kamacuras, and they, you know, die just as easily, so. B tier. Energy base. I think energy base is B. I know if TS Dragon is in here, he's gonna like crucify me because he loves the energy base. I personally, and you can change my mind in the comments of this video or in the live chat. I don't care. I do not think the energy base is all that worth it because if you put down the energy base, I'm definitely evolving my Terrestrius right out the rip. Right, you're spending the 5 energy to put that thing out in the beginning of the match, and I drop 6 for Terrestrius, I'm 100% evolving my Terrestrius. Like, 100%. Energy base to me only works for people who are going to beat you anyway. Yeah, like, I don't think a player with weaker stats on their characters, if they put energy base into their deck, would beat a player that has better units. Because it's just there, and you spend 5 energy, and you're going to get back a total of 8. So I've spent 5 to gain 5 and then get 8. I'm basically gaining 3 energy just faster than I... If energy base was way cheaper, if energy base was like a 3 cost or 2 cost, easy A, right? Easy. You would be stupid not to run it. But it's just too expensive for the payout. I don't get it. I don't get why people like it. And if I see someone drop it, I just assume I win. And 9 times out of 10, I just deck them. Like, that's just how it is. I can't tell you how many times the energy base just gets train bombed and it gets grinds my gears. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people don't even upgrade the energy base because all you get with the upgrade is health. But either way, it's just, you're just going to get slammed. It's not about gaining 3 energies, but gaining more energy in a single sitting allows for you to easily build a push. I have yet to lose to someone this whole season and last season before that drops energy base. If you drop energy base in the beginning of the match, you're guaranteeing your enemies to evolve. And if I'm putting my Terrestrius down, it's just going to nuke you. As soon as it evolves, it's going to become a Terrestrius. I don't think energy base is useless. I just don't think it's as good as people say it is. Just a fact. Just a fact. Freezing Sunday, I think, is good. I don't think it's as good as it was. You're saying it's not higher than B. You're just saying, yeah, no, I agree. I'm not trying to take shots at you or anything like that. I'm just trying to get the point across. I think Sunday is A, but at the same time, I almost want to put Sunday in B. I mean, Sunday's not really seeing any play. I mean, it's good for 2 cost. Like, it's really good, and it's underrated. People stopped using it. I don't know why. But it's good. Sunday is good. If you freeze your enemies' evolutions, they're just gonna evolve because it just makes it easier for them. But I don't think it's gonna. I think it's getting lower and lower as time goes on. The more faster units we get into the game, and I don't know. I don't know what I would do to improve Sunday. I think it's just the bottom of A. I really don't think it's that impressive, and I think the more units that we get in the game, it's just gonna get lower. Because right now, it's not really seeing any play, even though it's pretty good. Alright, rookie. I did not remove Kong and Godzilla from the list. So we have G21 here, and G21 is still... Listen, I'll say it. The other day, I got rocked and ranked by G21 because I was not expecting them to pull it out. I'll say this. I'll say this right now. If you have a G21, I'll move him up actually. I think he's better than Pyrodan. If you have a G21 that is a high level, like level 10, feel free to use him. It's pretty good. He's going to last you a long time. If you have a Godzilla 21 that is not level 10, I would suggest not putting any of your G materials into him. Same with Kong, because they're not coming back. Right? And eventually, it's going to take 2 G materials to level up, right? To get all the way to 10. It's going to take 2. So 1 through 5 is 1, so that's 5 G materials there. And then 5 to 10, that's super level. Just 5, it's going to take you 10. That is a ridiculous amount, considering what we have. Yeah, G21 is S in Bauer's mind. Man has level 23. Yeah, that's because this is fucking... It takes a million years to kill. Level 10, fine. Anything lower than 10, I probably wouldn't use. It is going to take you way more resources than you need to use on him. Same with Kong. I would save them for a unit that's going to have future-proofing in it. They're not future-proof, these characters. While, yeah, they're in the game, they're going to be in there forever as long as you have them. We don't know if we're going to get any more pieces for them. I would use the materials into maybe Shin Godzilla or Destroyer when they come to the game, because they'll probably be OP. Who knows, but... G21 is D tier in TS Dragon's tier list. Is that because the unit is bad, or just because you can't upgrade it? I think the unit is good. I think G21 is actually a good character. But I just think that over time, he's just going to get outpaced. But for now, he can still compete. Mine's level 10, he's pretty good. Over level 10, G21, A tier. Under level 10, he's B. I think over level 10, I think he's still B. Right? But under level 10, he's C or D. He's also very hard to use. We have this conversation every time we do live stream about tier lists. Alright, Hedera, flying form, bottom of C. Only reason she has the bottom of C flying form is because it's a guaranteed evolution at this point. They lowered the time for evolve or whatever the fuck. I don't even remember the buff they gave her a few seasons ago, but guaranteed evolution. That's why it's C. No other reason. Not a good unit otherwise. Alright, the Kamacuras swarm is... I gotta like sneeze, but I do not want to. Do you think they should add Anime Ghidorah or Orga? Anime Orga? From like the very intro of the anime? I don't think he'll come into the game. Probably Ghidorah at some point, the Void one. But the Swarm Kamacuras, C, it's just too expensive for... Is that the last unit? No, we have like way more units to go. Look at that. We have all these guys. What do you mean last unit? Swarm Kamacuras, not that good. Kind of expensive. Dies pretty fast. Not worth it. Better off running these regular Kamacuras. Next season, though, both these guys are getting health buffs, so who knows what it's like next season. Alright, regular Kamacuras. I think they're A tier. I think they're really good. I don't know where I would put them. I think I'd put them in front of Des Ghidorah. Just for their utility alone. Like Des Ghidorah good, obviously, right? The Kamacuras 2 cost, man. Amazing. Amazing 2 cost unit. They'll just eat up 3 hits, and I will gladly spend 2 energy to eat up 3 hits if that guarantees my Terrestrius evolves, if that guarantees my Super X isn't getting hit, or my Ultimate isn't getting hit. If I can put these guys out and distract another unit with them, I don't care that I blew 2 energy. If I can save my units some extra time to kill another unit or evolve or whatever, amazing, and they're getting a health buff, which is going to be even crazier next season. The Kamacuras regular, fantastic. Fantastic. Second best? No, the absolute best meat shields. No, they are the best meat shields. For sure. Like, they are. Like, no question. Actually, I don't know if I want to put them in front of Anguirus or not. I don't think I would, but they're really fucking good. They're really, really good. Terrestrius needs a buff? No, you just need to get good. Terrestrius is very good. But, obviously, he has his problems. He's in C tier. If they brought him to where he was in his prime, he would run over the meta, dude. He'd be crazy. But Casey's very bottom of A. He can't hit flying, but he's still good. Yeah, I would agree. King Caesar is falling lower and lower every day that we get more pieces for Mothra Leo. Mothra Leo is now surpassing Caesar as the go-to because of that buff that he got. It's a very useful character, but King Caesar is still pretty good. But they're like neck and neck now. King Caesar, good for taking down pre-evolutions, good for dealing big damage, but, you know, he can get Sonde stopped, he can get Manila stopped, Gigan stopped them, if he's not going to kill a level 5 Earth, you know. Shin Godzilla's S tier, what do you think? I think Shin Godzilla's going to have to do a little bit more than what Stealth Bomber can do to be S tier. Don't think he's going to quite make it. So I think Cretaceous Ghidorah or 2019 Ghidorah will be in the game. I don't think 2019 Ghidorah will be in the game, but Cretaceous Ghidorah at some point, yeah, for sure. We have Des Ghidorah already. King Caesar A, I almost want to put him at the top of B and put Leo in A, but I don't know. He's the one that, for the tier list, I was thinking the most about. He's, yeah, okay, Zip Zap says it good in the chat. He's very easy to counter, these days, and we put him in B last season. I don't want to put him in A. I feel it that I don't want to put him in A. I think I know who will go there. So I'm going to put him at the top of B, though. He's good, but lately, yeah, I mean, like, he's not going to reach a Biollante most times before you evolve Biollante, especially in water. You know, Batra, maybe he'll hit, but if you can stop that with a... He's just too easily counterable, and he can't hit air, which also is a detriment, especially considering Mothra Leo does what he does, but also can hit air. You think Space Godzilla should be lower A because he has a good defense? Well, we're not at Space Godzilla yet. King Ghidorah. I think King Ghidorah is falling off a little bit. Obviously, they haven't changed King Ghidorah in quite a while. King Ghidorah is still pretty good. But there are just units that are just on the come up that are a little bit better. He is does a lot of AoE, but he's a bit expensive. I'm like choking on air or something. But he's pretty good. I really don't think he's the king of the skies as he once was. I think Batra or Leo is going to be getting that, but he has good AoE. I mean, listen, if you want to talk about best AoE, King Ghidorah costs you 6, right? Or is he 7 now? Again, I don't remember. I don't even use him. But Biollante costs you 3 and is going to do better, so take that as you will. King Ghidorah is pretty good, though. So he's still A tier, top of A tier, but he's fallen a little bit down. Marker-Leg Cannon is the bottom of C because it has really good range and really good damage. It's just immobile. So that's in a game that's with always moving pieces and you're trying to push your pieces to the other side of the field, a immobile unit, not very helpful. Ghidorah become less used after he got nerfed. I mean, he's still getting used a lot, and that nerf hasn't been for a long time, right? But just we're getting a lot more options in the game, and he's falling off. And this is gonna happen, you know, with any game. Especially character collectors like this. The more characters that get added, the less people use other ones, and there's just new metas discovered, new counters discovered. Like, all right, what are we getting next season? 3 or 4 leaders? Right, at least 3 older units are becoming leaders, and we know 2 of them. We don't know the third, and then we're getting a new unit. Could change up the meta in a big way. This summer, we're expecting who? Shin Godzilla, Destroya. They'll probably shake up the meta. Giant Octopus is coming as well. That's going to be crazy. I'm not saying he might be meta-defining, but he's at least coming to the game. And then, who knows, Singular Point Anguirus, Monster X. This summer is going to be jam-packed with characters that are iconic, right? And so the meta could change. The meta is always changing the more that characters get added, as long as the characters are good in some capacity. And the way that it should be is the meta always changes. We've been stagnant for a while. This next season and over the summer, I'm expecting probably the most, and I could be wrong, obviously, but this summer, starting from May, so this week, the end of this week, so this season for May, June, July, August, September, I'm expecting probably the most drastic changes to the meta because we're getting some incredibly iconic characters added to the franchise, added to this game, right? Shin Godzilla Destroya. So we'll see what happens. And we're getting a lot more leaders, so and a lot more game loads and stuff, so who knows what happens. Mbot Base. Mbot Base is getting moved to B tier. I gotta say it. Mbot Base was C, bottom of C last season. Mbot Base post and buff is actually performing very well. It takes a little bit more to kill the little tanks. And if you can stockpile them up behind a building or something with Space Godzilla, absolutely cracked. Very good in the right hands, just a little difficult to use. I'm not opposed to using it in ranked. I've used it a few times, and it's not that bad. I like it a lot. So it's getting B this season. It's not a terrible choice. If you want to make the most out of it, use Mechagodzilla leader, but there's a little bit better leaders than Mechagodzilla. The regular M-Boss, though, they did get a buff as well. I would put them maybe ahead of the Larva. They are higher than they were last season. They are just, you know what? Let me make this. Oh, hold on, I'm hitting the wrong thing. Let me make the tier list smaller, actually. Oh, that's my Google AdSense and my TikTok stuff. That's fine. I want to make this a little bit smaller, though, because I want to better show you the tiers. Maybe I could just make the page smaller itself. That just might be the move. Hold on. Stand by. Technical difficulties. There we go. That all it took was a control minus sign or whatever. Okay. So, if you put M-Boss on D, Super Gaming will be really mad at you. I don't even know who Super Gaming Godzilla is. Super G Gaming? Is he a YouTuber that does Godzilla games? YouTube.com, Super G Gaming. Is he my competition for, I don't know. You can send me a link. I can't even find this person. Final Countdown Ultimate because we're very hyped. Not even faced Super Gaming. Are they even code him? Yeah, I haven't faced them either. Super Godzilla Gaming. I literally didn't even know they played. And I faced like everyone in Kodum. Super Godzilla Gaming on YouTube. 37,000 subscribers. And he plays this? Oh, he's playing. He has 37,000 subscribers? Not a lot of views on his videos. Oh, but he plays Battleline little bits here and there. I'll reach out. I would love to play Battleline. He talks about the votes. Oh, he's covering the news for Battleline a little bit. Yeah, okay. I'll check him out. I've never faced you in Kodum, right, Chef? Are you sure? He appeared in the Wikizilla bagging video. Yo, all I'm saying is Wikizilla better put me in their wiki for getting Giant Octopus in this game. That's all I'm saying. That I gotta cement my legacy in the Godzilla lore somehow. What are we even on? I don't even remember what the fuck we were just talking about. Who did I just put on here? These guys? Oh, they're alright. Next. Mechagodzilla proper. Or Mechagodzilla 2. Top of C. He's really fallen off. Mechagodzilla is alright. He's pretty much the like the baseline of what a good unit is, but he doesn't do anything better than anyone else, and he doesn't do really anything worse than anything else. He's just like okay, and the more that good characters are added, the more that he gets shut down. Sneezed. You sim for M-Bot tanks? That's weird. I also lost my train of thought again. This is like the 8th time on this stream. Very mid. Very mid. And he hasn't gotten a buff in a very long time. I don't think if he's actually ever gotten a buff. And as long as he's not getting buffed, he's just going to keep falling and falling because he just is okay. He's just an okay unit. He'll stay the top of C, but the more good characters that come in, the worse he's going to get unless he gets a huge buff. And maybe if they add the Garuda one day, they can combine and become Super Mega Godzilla. That would be sick. I just don't see it happening right now. Alright, Mega Gearus. I want to put Mega Gearus above... Am I allergic to something? No, I just sneeze. Mega Gearus, I think, is A, and I don't know if I want to put her in front or behind Desghidorah. I would put her in front for the sheer fact of how good she is on defense, and she's just easier to obtain than Desghidorah. I'm a big fan of her. Love her. She's a very good unit. She's always been a very good unit. Really great. Mega above and Gearus, in your opinion, is still the best defense in the game. Yeah, that's a good point. With the slow especially. Yeah, I mean, I usually have my allergies from the end of March to the beginning of April. I'm like past the allergy phase for me. I had it really bad though this year. There's some news about a remake of Godzilla Unleashed for the Switch. I don't know if it's true or not. Probably not true. I don't think it is true. I'll put her with Angie. I don't know if I would put her above, just because Anguirus has lower energy, but they're like really like neck and neck. I'll put her above. I like her more than Angie, honestly. Okay. Manila this season is still A tier. He is... I'll put him above the Kamakuras for now. You don't see G89 being useful if you have a high-level Angie. G89 is not useful anymore. Honestly, we're not even at G89 in the tier list, but I was debating making, like, you know how, like, popular on YouTube right now, it's like rise and fall videos, like rise and fall of, like, H3 or like rise and fall of J Station, stuff like that. I was thinking about making a rise and fall of G89 because he fell off pretty hard. There's rumors of about Son of Kong's X Monsterverse film. True or not? I don't know. Do I look like I know what's going on behind the scenes? I can't. How am I supposed to tell you the rumor's true or not? I have no idea. You think they tell me anything? I don't even have 2,000 subs yet. You think they tell me anything? But Manila very good right now. Long range stun that's on par, or long range attack that's on par with Super X, and Ultima has a stun built into it as well, so it's very solid. Next season, he's getting a health nerf, but I still don't think that's going to change his spot, because he already dies in 1 or 2 attacks anyway. Verf, if you say MG21 should be in GBL, again, I'm just going to mute you, because he's definitely not coming, and you've said it like a billion times now, so. But yeah. Manila's probably going to remain the same next season as well. The rumors are true. They already said to begin filming soon in Australia. Yeah, but we don't know if the Son of Kong is the movie. We just know that it is filming. I asked you, is your legend, you are constantly giving information. You seem like a kaiju geek. I am, but how am I supposed to verify a rumor like that? I don't have that. I'm not that pay grade. But missiles are pretty terrible. I don't. If you use missiles on me, I just assume I'm gonna win. They got nerfed pretty hard. Same with train bombs back in the day, and they've just never made a full recovery. Good for obviously taking out Super X's or the ERB, but if you're running a unit strictly to take down just those 2 things, you're probably going to lose anyway, because you mostly want your units to, you know, be an all-around good help for your deck, not just specifying one specific niche, because if that niche isn't available, that piece is useless. So that's that. All right, Mogera. Mogera is... Did I move this into B? This was A. I put this in the bottom of A before, right? Yeah, I don't know how that got there. Mogera, I will put in B. Mogera's pretty good. I was just looking for a video like this. What a coincidence. Well, Dunkcaster, I'll have you know that we do one of these every single month that there's a season. Every month, and I update them on the channel constantly, always about Godzilla Battle Line information, news, and whatever. So I'm glad that you found this. Welcome. I guess this is your first time here, so welcome. Mogera is aggressively B tier. Not much to write home about Mogera. Very good if you're doing like a Kiryu Mogera pincer. That's just a very expensive attack to do. Good on just an auxiliary helper. If you know you're already making a big push, throw Mogera in there. Why not? He's good against Super X's. He's gonna remain probably in B tier for a long time, just because of how amazing it is to be able to place a unit anywhere on the field. He can only go up from here, unless they just completely gut his attack. I don't see him going down. I think he's just gonna stay here forever. Mothra Larva, I'm putting in C tier. She was behind Fire Rodan pre-Evo last season. This season, she's ahead. They let us take a look at what her slow, you know, is like and everything. And having a slow is pretty good. And having this Larva, you know, moving with your other characters on defense is really solid. Because she can slow like an incoming Caesar or something like that. But again, not very amazing offensive unit, but decent on defense. So. Someone beat the odds and reach level 90. Getting up to level 90 isn't difficult if all your units are incredibly powerful or you get a bunch of lucky hands. I just don't care about getting past 82 because all the good farming waves are before 82. Eventually I'll get to 90, but not thinking it's that big of a deal. But a lot of the whales can reach that no problem. And a lot of highly skilled players, which I am not both, so now I'm playing. I'm pretty good. All right, Leo has probably one of the bigger jumps from this season. Leo is easy A. I think I might put Leo with Desghidorah. I feel like I want to put him ahead of Desghidorah. Leo with the Batra buff is just going to melt anything in the air. It's going to hit Bio, and Bio's not going to be able to deal with him. There's any powerful ground unit that can't hit the air, you're going to get rinsed by him. You really would need to counter with the air unit, like Dorats to stop him from moving, or Kamakras to stop his rush. He is just Caesar, but in the air, and as people are getting more and more levels on Leo, and Caesar's dropping out of the meta, Leo is on the come up. Leo is going to knock out Super X's out of the sky. Leo with Batra buff is going to just nuke whatever it touches. Very solid unit on the come up. We gave it a lot of flack for the longest time, but put it in B tier because it was the worst King Caesar, and that's because our Caesars were all higher than our Leos. But now that our Leos are on the come up, as Leo's been around for a long time, so a lot of people have like a 10 Leo or something like that. Insane character. So very much so on the come up. Another character, Mothra. I've actually been using Mothra as well in my Space Godzilla deck. Mothra is not that bad. Mothra with the Batra buff, very good as well. And just does a lot of damage, not a lot of health, and we don't like to see that. There's not a lot of health. But, I mean, solid unit, not very good. But, okay, enough that I use her in my decks. What about Earth? Earth is not yet up on the chopping block, so you're going to have to wait for Earth. We're not going out of order of this thing. Regular Rodan. Regular Rodan is B. Regular Rodan is in the same spot kind of as Mechagodzilla 21, where he's kind of like the default flyer, and Mechagodzilla's kind of the default ground unit. Just alright, and the more flyers that get introduced that are better, the more he's going to fall, but for what is his attack time is like 1.4 seconds or something like that. Really good DPS coming out of him, but it's alright. He's decent. He's gonna die in like 1 or 2 hits, but his DPS is good if he's not getting attacked. Okay, what are chat's bad takes today? There was a bad one earlier. I don't even remember what it is, but it was like not a preferable take. I don't even remember. So bad I wiped it from my mind. Can't remember. No, I'm moving on. All right. This unit, Space Godzilla, I put in B tier last season. I almost want to put Space Godzilla in A, but I'm going to move him up to the top of B. Space Godzilla is very good. Space Godzilla is very good. The AoEs this season are kind of ruining him. But I'm stuck with Space Godzilla because I've been using Space Godzilla a lot recently, and his buff is very good to buff up Ultima, Mothra, Hedera, Bio. Like, his buff is crazy, right? It's hard to use his buff though with Batra because the buffs will replace each other. So if you give someone the Batra buff and then Space Godzilla spawns his crystals, you're effectively losing 5% of that buff. I want to make him A for always basically having the buff up, and the 2 crystals on either side are really good. Why do I say he can replace Ultima, and so why he's not A? Just because he's not going to do enough damage on his own. He's really good for buffing your team. I will put him in A, though. I think he's good. I don't want to stack A. There's a lot of really good A units. I'm thinking about maybe moving these guys out of A. This and this. Because I don't want to stack A too much, but there are a lot of really good units you can use on your team. We'll just go back to it. Space Godzilla just needs like a little bit of a buff and he'll be better. But he's decent, but I don't think he's like in the top. Train bombs are pretty bad. Train bombs are like the missiles. They oh, I put them down here. They got absolutely fucked when they got nerfed after season 1. They've never made a full recovery, and you know, if you are using missiles or this, you're probably going to lose. I mean, unless you're in the lower ranks, but then as you get into Kodum, it's not going to matter. And I don't even look at the lower rank metas for these lists, because the lower rank, you can just use whatever the fuck you have. Alright, G89, Fall from Grace. G89 is, I think, probably in B tier this season. I don't know how low I want to put him in B. Maybe here. But G89 is just dropping and dropping and dropping. He was low A last season. He's going to be B this season. He's slow. Okay, let's get past this really quickly. He's got a lot of health. He has a shit ton of damage. He's really, really slow. He's really expensive, and he cannot hit the air. Very bad things going against him right there, right? Batra is in the air. He's not going to be able to hit Batra. Super X is in the air. He's not going to be able to hit Super X. He can hit Biollante. It's okay. If you have a Super X and a Manila and some Kamakuras, you're probably going to take him down. You know, if G89 makes it to your leader with a Geigen Rush and you drop 2-cost Kamakuras, you've effectively just countered 7 energy at 2 energy. All of the counters for him are just way less. Not great. He's S tier because Earth and Godzilla 1989 and Godzilla 1989 can hit his D's nuts. Got him. Jan is only decent with Geigen leader. Yeah. It's just a matter of them not being able to hit air. They don't even need to add new units when they can just buff them by letting them hit air. Yeah, if G89 could hit air, he would be really good. People would be running him again. But there is just so much air attacks going around, and there's so much non-air hitters that he's fallen off because he can't hit the air. He has insane health pool, right? But as the current season goes, he has a huge health pool, but Batra is buffing units like crazy, and then Bio gets an 80% boost in the water. So even if Biollante is going to die in 2 hits to him, she's going to deal a ton of damage. So he's just getting slaughtered by characters that are buffing themselves that are going to match his health. So it doesn't even matter. Super X, once again, top of A tier. The Super X is an incredible unit if you're not running it in your deck. Why? Why? I know it's a cop-out, and I know a lot of people don't want to be using it. But it's really good. It shoots from far away. It basically covers the entire board. It has a lot of damage and short bursts, so I'm a big fan of the Super X. It's really good. It's been nerfed, and it's still fucking incredible. You hear the melee? I'm here to cause you mayhem. Listen, Top Hat, I appreciate you being here, but I'm just gonna ban you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But Super X is very good. It is straight cancer to the game, but it's also easily counterable. Leo, Batra, Ultima, another Super X, Manila even sometimes. It'll get distracted by things halfway across the map, like Kamakuras or whatever. You place them. To counter Super X, you just need to have A-tier placements of your characters or a long-range unit or something that can just reach it in the sky and get there quicker than it can attack. It's not that big of a deal. People who complain about Super X being the meta and uncounterable just don't know how to play a game. I really like it a lot, though. Geigen, top of D tier. Geigen is absolute. I'll put him right here. Can I make this smaller again? Cool. Geigen, absolute garbage unit. Let's move this down. Garbage unit. Doesn't do anything. Runs straight up to the leader and dies. I guess you can take down the facilities with it, but who fucking uses facilities? Who cares? That's gonna be bad. Gosh. This Jet Jaguar. This Jet Jaguar singular point is not good anymore. This Jet Jaguar was very, very good because he could eat 2 shots. Now this Jet Jaguar is bad because, again, he can't hit the air, but he's not B. There's no way he's B. He's no way in B. There's 0% chance. Name me one thing that he can do better than other characters. Singular point Jet Jaguar is pretty high B, good DPS and AoE, but Super X ruins him. Anything in Batra ruins him. Biollante ruins him. Super X ruins him. Manila ruins him. He's good against swarms. He has really good DPS. He's got a really good AoE. He can hit multi. Okay, so can Bio, and Bio is better. JJ just dies faster. JJ is not. I do not think JJ is as good as you guys think he is, especially in ranked. He's not. He's not countering swarms because no one's using swarms. You're going to want to use for an AoE Bio because she's better. And even though she can't hit air, she's cheaper. and she's guaranteed evolution, Jet Jaguar is going to block 2 hits and then just die. He's just going to get absolutely run over. In this current meta, absolutely smacked around. He's not even stand a chance. He's not worth to running at all right now. I love him. I love his ability. He was in my deck for months and months and months. And he's just not worth running now. He's just not. Absolutely not. All right. Conk bottom of B. Conk is a worse G89, and G89 is in B. Conk is here as well. Will I do a tier list for fair friend battles ever again? That's a good point. Maybe one day. I probably won't do a live stream for it. I'll probably just make it a video, but I could one day maybe. But Conk is in the bottom of B for the same reason that how is Conk better than JJ? Because Conk does more damage. Bit disappointed that I joined the game too late to get Kong and G21. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Kong F paper, thin health, and I'm so tired of grinding his leader icon. Yeah, I'm so sick. I stopped. I couldn't. I was just losing every match because has like no health as a leader. But you keep saying Conk? Yeah, I know I keep saying Conk. I like saying Conk. Conk with a K gets B. He's a pretty decent... He's top of C. I give him top of C. He's pretty good stats-wise. You just can't get him anymore. He's just a worse G89. I'll put him in the top of C. If that pleases you. All right. Godzilla 1954. Godzilla 1954, I think, is an A tier unit. His health is the same as Ultima. I don't remember what the difference between the damage is. He's a lot closer to attack. But the crux of him is it relies on... I'm confused. Why do you call these next season tier lists when the next season hasn't started? This is not a next season tier list. This is this season's tier list. This is season 11 is right now. Last season was 10. This is season 11. Season 12 starts in May. And you may be thinking, wouldn't it be 11 next season? Because a year is 12 months, and each month is a season. Well, the very first season of the game for Ultima was only 2 weeks long, and that was season 1. It was 2 weeks long. It was from the beginning of July. It was from midway July to the end of, or midway June to the end of June, and then July was the next season. So that season was 2 weeks long, which is crazy. So that's why we're 1 month ahead. So next season is 12, and the anniversary of this game is going to be season 13. Now that that's out of the way, I don't remember who was talking about Space Godzilla, right? No, 54. 54 doesn't have the levels to compete in Kodam at the moment, which lowers him a lot. But if he's level, he's really good. So it really depends on how you're rating him. Yeah. Top Hat did not get banned. It does depend on how you're using him. He is A tier. I would say right now he could be A tier in rank. Because at this point in time, a lot of people have level 30 G9. A lot of people have a higher level Ultima, higher level Kyryus. Burning Godzilla's a little on the slow side these days. I am a firm believer that in the right hands, Godzilla 54, incredibly useful unit, insane versatility. Additionally, next season, if Ultima is a good leader, we can then use Ultima as a leader and put G54 in a deck, which would then make it so you don't have to worry about spawning Ultima. Or, I'm sorry, spawning Terrestrius and then evolving him to get Ultima. If you make Ultima the leader and then put 54 in the deck, then you're pulling from Burning, Kiryu, and G89. Which, that's going to be really great next season. But he's really good anyway if you have him at a high enough level. So, he's going to be solid. He's solid now, but he's at the very bottom, right? I would actually even maybe put him behind Hedera and ahead of all these guys because there's so many factors that it takes into making him useful. But once you have that all in play, he's going to be a monster, I promise. The same can be said for Gigan, but at the moment, Gigan doesn't really have any levels in him. A lot of people don't have him at a high level. King Ghidorah in the Discord has him at like level 8 or 9 or something, like insane shit like that. But I foresee that Gigan 04 as well is going to be a monster eventually. Hedera should still be in B. I don't think Hedera is. Hedera is definitely not a B unit. There's just better AoE options, but Hedera is definitely not B. Gaigan 04 needs a buff. I just think Gaigan 04 needs the levels because he has really good DPS. He's really, really good DPS. Really good and fixed, as well as everyone in the chat is saying. Should I bring for the rest of the battle pass because I'm only halfway, but I already got changed from the map? Yeah, dude. That's a dumb question. Anyone here, if you're behind in the battle pass, grind it out. You spend the money, right? Or even if you don't spend the money, it's incredible value. You put in the work, you're gonna get a ton of stuff back, right? It's insane. You finish the battle pass, dude. Come on, what are you doing? You have Hetero level 30 is not great. I have Hetero level 30 as well, and I'm absolutely running kids over with them. I'm putting Hetero with Space Godzilla, and it's just obliterating people. All of you that are complaining about Gaigan 4 haven't seen his full potential. He's perfectly fine as he is. He just need to be leveled. I agree. As great as he could be. I mean, obviously, Hetero could be better. All the units on this could be better than they are, but Hetero is probably your best AoE option. Is your best AoE option in the game that's not a 4-star. We have to pay for the battle pass every season. No, you don't have to pay for the battle pass. There's a free side of the pass. You gain free stuff every time you level. There's a free side of the pass. Hetero, Space G, and Ultima are a great trio. Hetero is an underestimated god. I promise you, you're just not using Hetero right, or you guys are not using him enough. I promise you, Hetero very, very solid. And if Bylante gets gutted in this next update, you guys, if you want AoE, are going to pick Hetero. I promise. You're just going to replace one AoE evolution for the other. That's just how it goes. Kids, bad. Kids is just not useful at all, and we thought it was going to be a 3-second teleport time later on, but in the levels, but it's just not good at all. Very L. If Sir Melee loses to a stealth bomber, he will turn thermonuclear. Yeah, I'll just shit my pants on the spot. Hetero or brush off the old 17 King Ghidorah. Yeah. Kids is way too expensive and slow. Yeah, they need to lower kids' cost dramatically. Or drastically. Dramatically and drastically. It becomes dramatically. Alright. Gaigan 04 is mid-low B. I think that's wrong. I think Gaigan 04 is going to be an A unit when we get the levels on him. And I think a lot of the people that give him flack just don't realize how good he is yet. I think Gaigan 04 has potential to be one of the best units in the game. Period. End of story. As long as he's got the levels. Speaking of characters I think are going to be the best in the game eventually. Dude, Earth. Already this season, very solid character to be picking. Absolute pain in the ass to deal with if you have the levels. Mine's 5. I'm about to start using them next season after this buff. If it's a substantial, like, if it's like 5.5 seconds or something like that, crazy. Godzilla Earth is, again, one of these characters that a lot of people are going to say not very good. You get the levels on him, going to be absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. But Earth is really OP. And Earth, at a high level, if, you know, your opponent puts him on one side of the map, you got to focus all your energies to take him down, right? You feel like Shin will be closer to Earth than Ultima than added? Yeah, maybe. Girth is A easy. I think Girth is a a high B. Because not a lot of people have him at the proper spot to get him to where he is. I think next season, no question, he'll be A, right? I'm gonna try using him a lot. But I like Earth a lot, and there's a lot you can do with him. I totally think that he is just being slept on right now just because this doesn't have the proper levels. If the renting system, like how we have now for level 10 Jet Jaguars or whatever, if the renting system was last season when we got Earth, he would be everywhere. He would be, and there's not a single person, there's not a single high-ranking player in here that could tell me otherwise. If we had the renting ability last season when Earth was implemented, he would be all over the fucking place. Are you kidding me? All over the place. Not even a question. Alright, next. These are the units that we have all been waiting for tonight. So first off, I just gotta say, S tier, 100%. Not much else we can say about him, except he is just a OP giant. Pretty crazy, absolutely cracked, meta-defining. Really insane character at the moment. If you're not running him, you are wrong. And I will tell you this right now. This new Jet Jaguar is probably the worst character that's been added in a very long time. This is definitely the worst 4-star that's been added. 100%. Okay, go watch on TS Dragon's channel. TS Dragon does a 1v1. He does like the, I don't even remember. I don't even remember what his videos are called. I'm sorry, TS, but they're showcases, unit showcases, where he does with JJ, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but he like only wins in a 1v1 against like 2 characters, and it's because they're slower than him, like Anguirus and GD9. Everything else is gonna just nuke him. He just pushes them away. That's fine, but he's just gonna die, and the push isn't even that far. He needs a substantial overhaul to be good. He's just not... I don't even think as we get levels on him, he'll be good. Because we can use level 10 ones in the arena, and he's still dog shit. And that's pretty much the benchmark. If they're dog shit at level 10, they're going to be dog shit at 20 and 30. Because they're not gaining much more, stats than what they have at 10. So, wasted potential there. He's great. Not amazing. Am I going to G-Fest? I am not going to G-Fest. I don't even know what G-Fest is or where it is, actually, this year. So, yeah. Jet Jaguar, not worth it in your deck. Alternatively, I can't believe they fumbled the bag this badly. But the regular Jet Jaguar, or the pre-evolution Jet Jaguar, is actually pretty good. The regular Jet Jaguar, the pre-evo, the small guy, he gives you a 25%... Or no, he gives you a 30% damage boost. And he constantly keeps it procced. It's a very great ability, and he doesn't count as an effect. He actually counts as a unit on the board. So, if you buy me a G-Fest ticket, I would definitely have to do some more research on where G-Fest is, and then I would go. If someone got a ticket for me, I would have to go at that point, wouldn't I? But the pre-evolution can be moved. You can push him around, and it's very useful. So, pushing him is a great strat, and then if he dies, he dies, and then you can use him again. Basically, the key right now with using Jet Jaguar in the game is to let him die. You put the pre-evo out on defense, and you buff your units when you're in a pinch, and then you let him die, and then you can do it again. The biggest L you could take is you let your Jet Jaguar evolve. And then you no longer get the buff. Very sad. Very sad day. Absolutely pathetic. If they made him a 3-star... Oh, yeah, you were saying right there, Superman. If they made him a 3-star, that would be crazy, and he would be better, but it just doesn't help. They'd have to get you plane ticket and a hotel room. It's in Chicago. That would be... Listen, I've never been to Chicago, but if I had a ticket that was purchased for me, I'd probably just do it myself. Get the ticket in the hotel. Well, obviously, it's not happening, so... JJ saw GBL and asked, is anyone going to ruin that? And I'll wait for an answer. Yeah, so it is time for Cal. But this is the tier list. This is what we have right now. And there's a lot of great things coming to Battleline in the future. Giant Octopus, obviously, we got him in there. Shin Godzilla Destroyer also coming. Mecha King Ghidorah, maybe next season. We've been saying it for like 4 seasons now. Maybe next season. It's like where I'm inhaling an insane list of copium every season. Leader tier list? No, because the tier list for this leaders hasn't changed at all in the last few seasons. Next season we're gonna have to do a leader tier list though, because we're getting 3 or 4 new leaders. If I went to G-Fest, I would stream myself there, or I would make videos of me there or something. But I'm excited for next season. I am super, super excited for next season, for everything that's to come with Battleline. There's supposed to be a ton of new information coming out next month before June. June is the anniversary of the game. The 15th, I believe, is the global anniversary. The 15th and 16th, something like that. So maybe we'll get new modes. Maybe we're definitely going to get new characters. Who knows what's happening? Not me. I don't know. But I do know this one thing. I gotta pee, and as we all know, we can't pee while we're on the stream. We gotta go in the drawers. I ain't got no drawers over here, and all of them are already full. So, with that being said, I am super excited for this next season. Stick around on the channel this week, because as the news breaks, we will break it down for you here, and we'll do live streams. We'll try to pull the new units. We're gonna try to break everything and do everything like that. So, thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you all on the next one. Stay tuned for what's to come. If you're buying anything from Japan, use my link in the description down below from Hobby Link Japan. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this whole time and giving your inputs.